I'm Dr. Ben Newman. I study coronaviruses, and let's get to your questions. So our next question is from Rowdy. Yeah, hello again. Yeah, I like that name. Yeah. Let's see. Our baby just turned 2. Oh, that's very nice. I've seen recommendations that children under 2 should not wear masks. That doesn't really square with science. I've seen children under 2 wearing masks, even little babies wearing masks. It's more a nod to practicality, saying that yeah, you may not be able to get your under 2 year old to wear a mask. They may yeah, take it off, and yeah, I agree, totally agree. But at the same time, yeah. So then there's a three-part question. All right, so let's hit the three parts in order. One, what would you recommend the minimum mask wearing age be? There's no mask wearing age. If a child is out, they are at risk from COVID 19. We have had cases where one person without a mask passed it to a person with a mask, and you can very well imagine that it would work the other way as well, that a person with a mask who still has COVID could pass it to someone not wearing a mask. If your child is old enough to be out, they need to be in a mask, I would say, because otherwise they are very much at risk. You wouldn't put a child in that kind of risk, no parent would, I think, yeah, really thinking about it. Just, I don't know, some people are trying to make a point, I guess. So, and if they can't wear a mask or won't wear a mask, they probably should not be out because they're being exposed when they're out. And that's lousy. I would say you could probably go on walks, but just try and stay away from people. But I would avoid any kind of crowded place or any kind of indoor place where, yeah, where you're going to run into people outside of your own immediate family that lives in the same house with you, because those people you're probably exposed to anyway. Okay, part two. How important is it to get kids to wear masks, period, when it seems they're less likely to get COVID? That's a misnomer. Yeah. Kids are just as likely to get COVID as adults. The virus grows in child tissue as well as in adult tissue. There's no magic of youth that is a wonderful antiviral. The virus just gets in there and it grows. They don't die at quite the same rate, but also children are very, very rarely ever tested. Generally, testing happens on the adult or adults in the household who then assume that the child, if they seem cranky or a little bit sick, probably has COVID, and the child generally never gets a test. And so we get this massive skew in our numbers where children are just left out. And so it looks, when you just open up the number, spreadsheet, you say, wow, there's no kids with COVID. Yes, no kids being tested. Yeah. But there are some children dying of COVID. And so that's how you know for sure that it's definitely there. And just anecdotally, yeah, I know several kids who have got it, definitely, yeah, and passed it on to their families. So it's, yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Again, if a child is out in a situation such as school where they are going to be in contact with other children, a mask is the minimum, and a better option is don't be there. Yeah, in general, because kids are not, I mean, adults have trouble wearing masks sometimes. They get a little itchy, you got to adjust it and stuff. Kids, yeah, yeah, kids are not ultra focused little machines that are always, on task necessarily, on the task you want them to be on. Yeah, I wouldn't rely on the better judgment of a toddler. Yeah, in this case, which is what we seem to be doing. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. And lastly, how much benefit is there trying to get a toddler to wear a mask? Oh, yeah. It's been a while since my kids were toddlers, but it would have been a struggle at times. And that's part of being a parent. You got to try, no matter how much the kid doesn't like it. There are some things that you have to do because it's the right thing. And if you are going to be out with the child, or if you're going to have to be out, there'll be some situations where there's nobody at home who can watch the child, for example. And so they're going to have to be out there. I think it is essential because even if it doesn't directly kill the child, we know already that there are severe complications that happen in children, some of whom go on to die, very unfortunately. And yeah, the numbers aren't as high, But when it's your child, I don't think, you know, saying that the percentages said this was unlikely is going to bring you any comfort whatsoever. It certainly would not for me. Yeah. So there you go. That's the best I can figure. Yeah, masks for everybody all the time. If you are out or anywhere, just don't take that risk. Yeah, kids are really nice. I really like my kids, and they're too important to be playing around. This is a political struggle. We're trying to have a battle of wills against each other and the virus at the same time because people like doing that sort of thing. That's yeah, why we have wars, I guess, but it's not a good idea. It doesn't lead to anything good in this case. So, thanks very much. Yeah, and I don't know. I hope that helps something, but I just yeah, it's hard to argue any more forcefully that yeah, you got to keep kids safe. And they're very much at risk, and I don't know why we keep treating them as the cannon fodder of the COVID crisis, because that is not what kids are. That's not what they're for. All right. Thanks very much. This is Ask Dr. Ben.